everybody? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. Hey, 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 you guys. I'm making you the co-host now. Oh, come on. Hey, you guys, I have missed y'all. Let me try to get some of these things up to where they need to be. We're at a totally new place. You can hear and see me. Is it glitching or is it okay? Thank you, Pastor Tiffany, for putting that thing up. Pastor Courtney, thank you so much. Pastor Betty, thank you. Prophetess Jacqueline, thank you. How is everyone? This is Stevie Mitchell. This is how we make war. It's cutting out. Some say it's good. Everything's okay? Okay? Hey, hey, hey! How is everybody? Thank you so much! We got 13. Magali, thank you. So we've also got Dark, hello, bless you. Mitch, Much, Erica, Chikizi, Arturo, Erica, Maria, Matt Guy 99. So we've got all of our people over here. Hello, looky there, Louisville, Kentucky over here on TikTok's in the house. Come on, hey Freddie, hey Christopher. This is Stevie Mitchell. This is how we make war. But I want to say hello to those of you like Laureen over there on YouTube, Clapper, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. Woo! Come on. Is the music okay or do I need to turn it up? We're going to be talking about paid for miracles. We're going to be talking about God did it again. We're going to be talking about it. Sharon, hello, hello. Y'all, I got my cup. This says I don't need Google. My Father knows everything. But you know what? Oftentimes the Lord tells me to go to Google. Up, turn it up. Somebody said turn it up. You need prayer? If that's too loud, let me know. I like loud music. Got me some coffee. Coming on. Come on. These are our prayer numbers. I'm going to give you our prayer numbers. I got them jotted down. Got me a little cheat sheet. I can't remember these. These aren't my own personal numbers. They are beautiful, wonderful apps that our staff and myself can use. Thank you for those donuts and those noggins. Noggin, thank you. Hey, Brian. Pastor Debbie's on here. If you're in a group, it may say this. It may say Facebook user. I don't know who you are, but hello and good morning. That only affects the people on Facebook. Worship is a weapon. Use your worship. Use that weapon. Come on. Woo! This is how we make war. If you like Plunder Jewelry, thank you to Rico Garcia and Plunder Jewelry for supplying the Morning Word and Supernatural Encounter Program jewelry. Thank you. Woo! We got Joy. Prophetess Pam is on here. Bless you, woman of God. Talina is on here. Delaware. We got James. Dogar. We got Dog. We got Sarker. Hello, hello. Noggin. Oh, y'all so sweet. Brianna, Prophetess Brianna's on here. Bless you, woman of God. Let God arise and his people, yes. Oh my goodness, I love that song. We're going to keep it short and sweet, even though I'm back now doing Morning Word. I don't want to overdo myself the first time out. And I know y'all are like, we are going to have the Zoom room as soon as I stop the live streams on every social site. I'm so excited. I've missed y'all so bad. It's been a month. And I want to tell you what we've done during that month. You may be like, where have you been? What have you been doing? Some of you know, you've seen the updates on Facebook and Instagram. That's where I put most of the updates. I've done some videos, a few short snippets on Clapper and TikTok, okay? But I just want to share, again, the prayer numbers real quick. If you need prayer 24/7, you're going to get your prayer request. Somebody's going to read it. If it's after 11 p.m. at night, say Central Time, nobody's going to respond to you, even if they read it, because they might be wondering. Sometimes it shows up on their device what time you sent it, and it might be immediate, and sometimes not. So they don't want to text your phone at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., and you may be sending it at 10 p.m., and you're like, what kind of prayer ministry is this, you people? No. Anyway, so get ready, write this down. We've got two separate numbers for prayer. 833-640-1366. Again, 833-640-1366. That works for United States people. Sometimes it works for Canadians. But what you do is you're going to have to hashtag pray now. The first time you ever send your prayer request to that one, hashtag pray now, it registers you, and boom, it will, once you come, it comes back and says, hi, blah, 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 and a picture of me probably or something, about the ministry. Then you'll know, then send your prayer request. Okay. After that, you don't have to hit hashtag pray now. You can just send your prayer request every time. The other number that works for the whole globe is 318-277-9353. Let me say that one again. 318-277-9353. Now, that one works in WhatsApp if you are overseas, and it also works directly straight from your phone. You can just open up a text message browser, and boom, there you go. Send it. Okay, so what have we been doing this past month? I know y'all... I see Rena over there and Carmelita. Y'all just going LOL. Y'all are so sweet. No, baby, this isn't a scam. Who is that? What is wrong with y'all people? What on earth? Okay. There we go. Somebody's wanting to know some different things. There we go. This is not a game. This is real life. So if you talk about killing people, murdering people, we're going to block you. We're going to pray for you, but we're going to block you. Okay? Because I am a woman and all that kind of stuff. So just, again, for those of you that are over there on Twitch, I understand that's a gaming and everything. But some of these other social sites, you jump on here is talking about that, and I know it's not a gaming site. We're gonna deal with that, okay? The popo will be at your door. And if you don't know what that means the police will be knocking on your door, or the feds going, oh. So let's keep it clean. Let's keep it sweet. Alrighty. Okay. So what happened is, it just happened really, really, really fast. About in the middle of April, and y'all, this is May 30th. So probably around April 18th, I kept feeling fire and acceleration. I'd been looking for over a month, keeping my eyes out on the market, and I just knew something was going to shift. And so I always look, and then fire dropped and fell, and I went, oh, there's acceleration. That is apostolic. Anytime the fire of acceleration hits you, somebody listen. I'm going to be having a real estate course, okay, coming up. It's different. The university is free. Emergence University is free to all students. It's a 2-year university. All of its courses are free. We certify, license, and ordain. Okay, I get that. It's all free because of covenant partners like y'all giving. But this real estate course, I'm a real person. I'm not a realtor. I'm just a real person, and that God's working the kingdom through me. Okay, and so this is my testimony, my real life stuff. Okay, alrighty. It is fact and therefore not fiction. Okay, so Erica, come on. I know. They got to keep it. They got to be okay. Right. Hey, Evangelist Juan, bless you. And Chris, bless you. All right. So around maybe April 18th, the Lord was like, get to Mississippi and look at that place. And I was like, that's like it took us almost 5 hours. I was like, oh, Lord. Okay, so I did. I went and looked and I was like, whew. But I'm going to be honest. When I saw the price, I'm like, Lord, that is either going to be barely under or like out of our reach. By the time, like it would have been if you don't have to pay realtors, if you don't have to pay moving costs, if you don't have to do any of that. I mean, you can just take that and do that and there you go. But you have to figure in all the fees. And I'm like, and I just was like, this is acceleration, this is movement. And I heard a number in my head. If I'd heard no number, I'd have just kept going and I'd have been like, I don't know why you sent me there. Sometimes God will send you places you don't know why, and you may never know why, but he told you to, and you're like, well, I didn't see the reason for that. And maybe 3 months later, maybe 6 months later, maybe never, maybe 10 years later, God shows you why you had to go there. That's happened with me several different times. Now, we're at the new location. We're here in Mississippi. This is how quick it happened. Okay? After that, okay, I went there, I saw it, I heard the number, I submitted an offer at that number that I heard, okay? And I was like, well, God, I either heard you or I didn't, and we'll know. They're either going to counter back, accept it, something's going to happen. And so they countered back at a bigger number, and not bigger than what the asking price was, but they countered at another number, and I went, I'm pretty sure that's not possibly possible. And I'm like, I'm gonna pray about it. I operate in faith. I don't operate by logistics or logic. Let's look at it like that. When God's doing a faith leap in your life, and you leap and you jump, numbers and math in the natural, you almost have to take it and throw it out. You have to, because your own mental capacity to receive and believe can affect your miracle. And I said, okay, I'm not putting a stop on this yet. I'm going to go talk to Jen, the realtor in Shreveport, because I didn't even have mine on the market yet. And I said, look, if we put mine on the market, what's going on with this and that and that and this? And, how much are you getting 6%, 3%? What's going on with that fee? How much, what would this be? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting here kind of doing some numbers. And I said, we might be 4,000 or 5,000 short. I'm not sure. And so she began to tell me some other things that would need be. And then I asked some stuff. And, am I going to, depending on the state, some states, the buyer has to pay some of the closing costs. Some of them don't require it. Their laws between states are very different. And so I had to take all that into consideration. But I was like, I'm not putting a stop on this yet. So I countered back. Well, wouldn't you know, right when I countered back, they got an investor. An investor came in and out. Now, we weren't bidding. There are some properties you bid on. Okay, some properties you'll bid on. Okay, this was offers, where you submit offers, and they can take as many offers as they want. But once they accept an offer, they cannot, until the end of that contract or one party or both back out, they cannot accept another offer. It's against the law. Okay, so I'm helping somebody out here for free. Okay, so we weren't bidding on it, but so their offer they submitted was at least $5,000 more than mine. And I went, God, if this is you, I just said, everybody agree with me. If this is God, the door is open. And it doesn't matter how high their offer is, they will pick me. But if this is not of God, and this was a learning experience or a test to hear his voice even better, who knows, slam the door shut. God, if it's not you, slam it. Because I'm okay if it looks like I'm getting a gold nugget. I'm okay to stand looking at the gold nugget and say, slam the door, God, if that's not my nugget, but somebody else's. Can you do it? Can you believe that God has such a blessing for you that if what you're looking at is so good and makes your mouth water, but if it's not your steak and it's somebody else's, can you pray, God, slam that door shut if it's not mine? Or are you going to be selfish and go, no, it's mine, I'm worth it? Because that's jealousy. There's a difference. And I said, we're going to pray that. We're all praying it. Everybody agree with me on staff. Okay, we had other people, covenant partners. We had dozens of people agreeing with me. If it's mine, it's wide open. They'll take my offer. If it's not, God will shut that door. And I will not be deceived or go somewhere that's not mine or something like that. And if it belongs to somebody else, then I can't put my hands on it. Do you hear me? You got to pray like that. You got to pray like that. If it's yours, can't nobody else buy it. If it's yours, can't nobody else get it. But you never pray, don't let somebody else get it. Because then you'll be smacking your own self upside the head. Because your prayers will come back multiplied. You don't ever pray against another person. I never prayed against that other investor. I never prayed against anybody. I said, God, it's either mine or it's not. But I'll know by if they accept it. Because this is what you told me to offer back. I countered again. And so we went up a few. They received it. They accepted that offer. As you can tell, we're at the new prayer house. Okay. The wall is green instead of gray. It kind of looks like the same settings back here. But anyway, God is so amazing. He's so incredible. He's so awesome. Now, you may be thinking, but what about moving expenses? You took all of that with you. We took everything from a 2,300 square foot house. I think it was 22. Excuse me, almost 2,200 square feet. Everything out of that prayer ministry, the sanctuary, everything had to be packed up. Now, the offer, get this. So I get all of this situated before mine even goes live on the market. You hear me? So they're rushing. My realtor, awesome woman of God, Jan Ward. You can find her on Facebook. It's Jennifer Ward. Jan Ward with Rachel Realty and Company. Awesome, amazing people. And if you're that's in Shreveport, Louisiana, and they do that whole area. If you are anywhere, the whole upstate of Louisiana, and if you're anywhere in Mississippi, then you might want to reach out to Gabe. He's with Betsy Smith Realty. That's the one who did this piece of property here. Y'all, it was so amazing. So let's backtrack a little bit. This is how quick it was. So that got scooped up right away, right? They picked me, and then I'm like, that's only part of the battle. Now I've got to get this one sold at this exorbitant amount, So Janet, she comes over, and they get the people out there to take the pictures, and it goes live, and just like, I don't know, was it 2 days maybe it went live? Might have been 24 hours to 48 hours. It was live out everywhere. She had, the first day, I think there were 2 showings. The second day, there were lined up. She either had 8 or 9 showings lined up. And I was like, I gotta leave. I'm like, how can I go live? How can I do ministry? How can I do anything? So I had to make a decision. We're shutting everything down until we're moved. And that's what we did. So praise God. Thank you for our covenant partners that continue to sow, and those that are faithful tithers that continue to support this ministry and all the works and arms and the things that we do, regardless of us being live all the time, okay? Thank you so much. Y'all are amazing. So day 2, we get an amazing over-the-top offer, more than what it's listed for, from someone. They put an offer in, and I'm like, and Jen was like, nope. I would recommend not accepting that yet. Let's see what happens. Well, once they got that, and a couple of other people had seen it, they sent out texts and emails and different things and said, look, we've got really great offers on the table. If you are really, really wanting this and you're really interested, you should put your offers in now, because this evening we're just going to accept one. So sure enough, we ended up getting a slew of offers all over. And y'all, we got, the one we accepted was $9,000 over asking. Can you believe that? Okay. And get this. So this is already like maybe the 20th something in April. And boom, come on now, boom. This offer we accepted, it had to be done and over with by May 9th. May 9th. So we have essentially 2.5 weeks to pack it up and get out. You hear me? I had staff come from other states. We had local staff in other states come and pack. We packed for 5 solid days from sun up to sun, past sundown. I'm telling you, we were packing till 11 o'clock and midnight. We were packing, we'd be up at 6 a.m. and packing till midnight. We did that for 5 days straight. Come on, it is finished. Amen, Prophetess Pam. Come on, I hope y'all are listening to this. I'll be more interactive with your comments like tomorrow and the next day, things like that. I'm just so excited. Y'all are amazing. You're absolutely incredible. I hope this is exciting, y'all, because there's fire on this. Do you feel the fresh fire? So my house, the one in Shreveport, was on the market on day 2. We'd already picked an offer and it was sold. Do you know why we picked that offer? Number one, if you have a banker and your banker contacts the realtor after hours or on some random whatever or whatever it was and say, hey, they're already, not only are they already gone through the basic, just the few basics to get their loan amount approval, but we've done all things at the bank. We just have to have enough time to set it up to close with the attorney. We just need to schedule the appointment. It's done. And I said, you know what? We were all like, and it was 9,000 over. I said, that's the one. Let's do it. May 9th. And so I tell my people, all my staff, and they're like, can you get out that quick and moved? I'm like, I don't know. I guess. I felt like God said that one. Because he told me when he first said it was like when I put the offer on this one, he said it's going to go quick. You're going to feel like you got whiplash, but not. And I'm like, how quick is quick? And I knew when he said it, it was going to be less than 30 days. And I'm like, okay, so we get it all packed up. And I'm like, where's the money going to come from? These moving companies, I contacted 50 billion of them again. Okay. I contacted the one we used in Tennessee because they said, if you ever need moved again, just contact us. I'm like, but you're halfway across the U.S. They're like, we don't mind. Well, I contacted them. They had so much business and so much stuff going on. I got a recording that said, for the next 3 to 6 months, we're accepting no new moving, whatever. Our calendars are full for the next whatever months. And I was like, I couldn't get a real person. And I said, okay. And the Lord said, have I ever shown up twice in the exact same manner? I said, not normally, no. And he said, nope. So the last miracle, I used them. Am I going to use them for this miracle? I said, probably not. I said, so what am I going to do? Oh my goodness, what am I going to do? And somebody on staff had used, I believe it was Pastor Courtney, had used pods. And I said, okay. And we put out the fundraiser for the moving. And we had movement on it. I got enough to get the pods ordered to be delivered. And I said, okay. And so we get them and we start packing them up. And Eddie Shaw, amazing man of God, and his son, Matt Shaw. Anyway, they have these crews or whatever for landscaping and lawn. And he found out, and we're just trying to get these things loaded. And most of us are women. And he was like, I'm just going to send my boys out there. I'm going to send my boys over. So he sent, like within an hour and a half or less, I think one of the pods they had loaded in 45 minutes. And I was like, the difference between a woman muscle and a man muscle. That's all I got to say. And I have hefty arms. And I'm 2/3 stronger than the average woman. I'm just going to tell you that. I can take on about any man. But I'm telling you, when there's 3-4 men out there just shoom, 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 I was like, oh. And we were just watching them in the 90-something degree weather going, oh, would y'all like water? Anyone want water? So anyway, but one of them did get a miracle. He got his knee healed. He had twisted his knee. And I kept hearing him. We were so busy packing. We were still packing as they're loading. And I'd go by him and he'd go, oh, my knee. Oh. I said, are you okay? You're going to be able to keep up? He goes, yeah, I'm fine. Finally, the 7th or 8th time he said it, because I'm in packing mode, because I'm apostolic, and I know I'm an evangelist. I'm healing, miracles, all that, and it's God that does it through me, not me, okay? I was like, I was focused on the moving, like shut everything else down. I'm one track mind, just get it moved. That's the focus. And the Lord looked at me like he's talking to me, and I'm seeing him. He goes, so how long you just going to keep passing him by and him be in pain? How long he's going to have to be in pain like that before you do something? I'm like, I was like, oh, I repent. Lord, I'm so sorry. And so I stopped and I said, do you mind if I pray for your knee? And he goes, okay. So I bent down, put my hands on his knees, and I just said, Lord Jesus, we thank you. His knee's healed. I don't know the exact words I said, and he goes, no way. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're not disagreeing with the miracle, are you? What are you doing? But he wasn't meaning that. And he started jumping and bouncing on it and going, oh my gosh. Oh man, no way. And he's running around, leaping, and yes, his knee was healed. So even in the midst of all the moving, the miracles. I'm telling you, God is so good. Okay, let's move forward a little bit. So that was like day 2, or 3, or whatever. We're getting these pods loaded, okay? All right, so then we had some covenant partners reach out to us, and thankfully one of them sent in a nice hefty check to pay for the rest of the pods being not only picked up, so they had with pods, I love it because you can pay as you go. Okay, so we were able to have them delivered, and then I was like, they'll pick them up for local storage for free, but then in a month later you got to pay more. But I was like, but at least everything's loaded and we won't lose it all. Lord help me. And then with that check, we were, and some other donations, we were able to shift it to Mississippi, but it was an hour away. And then we had to pay another moving fee to get it here, and but it was still way cheaper. The bigger movers were wanting things like $6,000 down, $4,500 down, not to mention, we're talking some of them $12,000 to $16,000, $12,000 to $16,000 to move the things that we had. And I was like, so after the 2 pods were loaded, I'm like, what about all this other stuff? And it's good stuff. It's nice stuff. It's stuff we need and have to have. And I was like, there's no buts about it. I've got to get a 20-foot U-Haul. And so we did. And I was like, Lord, I'm just going to be honest, in the past, because I was always, for 20-something years, I was a stay-at-home homeschooling housewife, mommy. Yes, I was a woman in ministry, but my husband drove me everywhere. He died in 2015. There was whatever circumstances, but at any rate. So I was like, as far as skills go, I'm just going to say driving straight, parallel parking and certain types of larger vehicles. I could do a 15-passenger van. I mean, certain things I was okay at, but like large things like that, okay, I was like, it's a challenge. I said, God help me. It just has to be done. I got in that thing and I was like, I can do this. It was weird getting used to no rear view mirror. Some of you men may be going, whatever. But I'm just telling you, okay, that was the first time I myself have driven anything that large, that big, that hefty. We put things in there. And I remember we put these little scrunchies around lamps and lampshades, and I'm just like, it's so loose. This isn't really doing anything. I don't know what to do. And we just prayed, no joke, shut the door and said, I just pray angels hold it and it doesn't shift. I don't know how that's not, I don't know what's going to happen when we open the door. I was expecting everything to just fall, tossle, I don't know what, because we packed it and we weren't professionals, and I was like, this stuff is just like barely, I don't know if this is right. So we get it here and I'm just like, do we open the door? Do we open the door? We got to open the door. And so we're gingerly, very carefully opening the door because I don't want it to fall on anybody and people die, okay? I tried to drive very safe, but I'm like, God help me. And we're traveling with 3 pets. Where there's really more because, my assistant, Pastor Betty, she's got her animals, and then I've got mine, and so there's like, what is that, 5, 6, no, that's 6 pets, and we're just like, So we raise it, do you know nothing in there moved? The wheelbarrow did not move. The bicycles had not moved, nor had they tipped over. Bicycles! Nothing had moved. The lamps had not moved. Nothing had shifted. Nothing. Except for one little box. And I'll get to that in a minute because this is so wild. I hope y'all are okay hearing this story. This moving, wild, amazing, whatever. Okay. So we get all this done. I'm having like the time of my life. Let's just put it this way. I did no contacts. no hair. My hair for a month has been in a messy bun. I have worn a messy bun. You know, like how you throw your hair up in a messy bun? You know, I wore a messy bun for a month. No makeup. Sometimes I'd put on some chapstick or lipstick and walked around like that for a month. And I just said, well, whatever. You know, all that stuff takes time. And I was like, I just got to get it done. We just got to get this done. You know? And so you guys, I don't know if y'all would have recognized me, but anyway. You know, and I was in t-shirts and blue jeans or t-shirts, and I even put shorts on. And then I decided that's a bad idea when you're moving boxes, because then I got some moving scars. I don't even want to talk about it. So we get that here, we get it unloaded, and we had great favor. Miss Virginia allowed us to use the workshop in the back. That's the church, the future church. Eagles Landing Church is going to be housed there. Right now it's in this room right here. It's a massive room, bigger than our last sanctuary. And so, anyway, we got to put all the contents of the 21-foot or the 20-foot U-Haul into that where the new church is going to be. And then the plants, all the outdoor plants, we had to make probably 2 or 3 trips here to Mississippi in I think we made 3 trips in 4 days. Y'all, excuse me, with animals, it took 5 hours to get here, 5 hours to get back, and we were making it in 1 day. So I was like, I've never done this much driving in my life. This is insane. God help me. So God will anoint you for whatever season you're in. He will anoint you for whatever task is at hand. I hope this is helping somebody on here today to believe God, believe for favor. We prayed for favor. We had favor. And then at the closing tables, this is so wild, you guys. Miss Virginia and her family came over here after closing. I've never had someone I bought a house from come over after closing to show me all about the house, to give me some of the history about the house, to tell me a little bit of the house, what's going on with the house. I mean, I was like, It's just amazing. They showed me how to turn the water on at different locations where different things were. Just different history about it here. This used to be a pastor's parsonage. This was a parsonage for one of the local churches years ago. And then after that, of course, every thing that Miss Victoria and her husband and all did here was Christian activities and such and ministry. And I guess she would have been in here. She bought this probably in 1976, I think the paper said. So she would have been here until I bought it. You know what I'm saying? So all of her adult life, just about it, was in this house, And so I just saw tears well up in her eyes as she was saying, no one but Christians have ever lived here. And I was like, I just wanted to cry. I was like, these people in this town, in this city, everyone we've met, I'm just telling you, are just beautiful people. You know what? Remove from the live. And you know what we're going to do? We're also, because you're being vulgar, Mr. Joey, we are going to block you. Thank you. No one needs to hear all that. There we go. Alrighty. Sorry about you guys. Hopefully that will go away. I don't know how to delete comments on that social site, so please overlook all of that. I didn't realize they were doing that. We bless them, and may they get more of God's love, and may they get delivered from whatever was harming and affecting them in a negative manner. Okay? Okay. Pastor Betty moved here with the ministry. This is 6+ acres. It may be up to 8 acres. I bought lots a bunch of different lots in the large package or whatever. This is what, about 2,300 square feet. I think it's 2,200 square feet. It also has, a carport. It's fixing to be turned into a garage. It has amazing patios, porches, blueberries, pears, fig trees, just different things on the property that are amazing. Totally already has beautiful mature shrubs. God just has outdone the blessings. And guess what? When it all shifted, paid for. Can someone say paid for? What did I start out with? I started out years ago. I bought a foreclosure about 6 years ago. It wasn't like 50 years ago. Okay, 6 years ago. If that, it might be like 5.5 years ago, I bought a foreclosure for $43,000 and I put $20,000 in it. And it sold for over $100,000. Okay. Now this one, the one in Shreveport, I got that for $96,400 and it sold for way over the top. $220,000, something like that. We reinvested. Of course, you have all those fees. I had so many fees to pay, it's not funny. You think about that. And because God told me to accept that offer, normally I wouldn't have had to pay any of the closing costs, but I paid, I think it was half or something. So that's several more thousands of dollars you don't see at the end of it all. But when it all shifted, this was, when it's all said and done, paid for. And it's like... So now we'll be able, when we start working on the church back there, we can do fundraisers and different things too. And we'll do one little project here and there. Does that make sense? To get it up and going. But it's just, it's awesome. You guys, it's just so amazing here. It's just so beautiful. I cannot wait. Don't forget, our conference is coming up this weekend. This Friday, Saturday, Sunday, June 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Can you believe it? June's already here. One of the offers, it would have looked like we would have come out with more money, but we wouldn't have been able to do what God said, because I asked the Lord, do you want me to cancel the June 3rd, 4th, and 5th conference? He was like, no. And so all of them, except for the one we accepted, were on the 28th, 29th, and 30th. And I'm like, well, I can't move on the 30th and start a conference on the 3rd. Nothing will be unpacked out of boxes. Tell me who can do that, honey. We worked 14 and 16-hour days. A couple of days we only did 12 hours. And yesterday was our full day of just off, almost doing nothing, okay? And only just now, it's 3/4. It's, maybe 90% unpacked now. We could not have moved like on the 28th, like 2 days ago, and been having a conference this Friday. It would not have happened. We would have, but I was obedient to the Lord. So why do you do things like that sometimes? What do you mean you don't always accept a higher offer? What do you mean you don't always do a certain kind of thing? You always do what God says. You can't let your natural mind or money dangling in front of you change the voice of what God is saying. You do what God says. It doesn't matter if it makes logical sense. Okay? It doesn't matter. Most everyone still loves us because God blessed us. However, we did lose a couple of key people associated with the ministry. No joke. As soon as I said, oh, by the by, this is the blessing that God has for us. One person just started acting all nasty, snippy, saying word cursing. And I'm like, did you just curse me? What are you saying? Why would you even say that? And then they started calling me false. And I'm like, false? Now I'm false? I just told you this is happening. We talk all the time and now I'm false. Why'd you talk to me for a couple of years? Why would you even if I'm false? And in what way am I false? Could you explain it? Stuff happens. And when you go from one level to another level, you know what? It's okay. You forgive, you let go, you bless, and you move forward. You cannot stay tied and connected trying to fix a thing that there's a reason God made it go south. Sometimes you'll know and sometimes you won't. Not everybody's happy when you get blessed. Some people like it when you're down and dirty. Like down and dirty, I mean in the gutter, so to speak. I wasn't down dirty and in the gutter, but you know what I mean. Some people like it in your poor season. They love you. But as soon as you come up, as soon as you get a blessing, as soon as you have $200 in the bank, as soon as you have $500 in the bank, as soon as you buy a new car, as soon as, I don't know what, something nice happens, as soon as you suddenly you got blessed with a new wardrobe and you didn't have to pay for it and somebody gave you a new wardrobe. Now, you know, these are examples I've had of people going, this happened to me and now my friends don't talk to me. Oh, well, move on. Move on. Dust your feet off. Go to the new place. Go to the new stuff. Be the new you in Jesus. Praise God. Now, also, why did I not share some of this testimony along the way or beforehand? Well, honey, I had a vision and all these wolves were at a distance watching with their mouths watering. And the sad thing is, most of them were not unsaved people. You can have a wolf that's a Christian or a wolf that's unsaved. A wolf is just someone who preys on and takes advantage of other people. Do you know how many times, and thank God I didn't listen, but do you know how many times I've had people, true Christian, jump up in the middle of a service or at the altar time or who knows what, even if I was the special guest, and say, I got a word from the Lord. You're supposed to sell all that you have and give it to me. And it's like, God didn't tell me that. I got things to do and places to go. And undoubtedly, you can't go with me. I didn't say all that. But you know what I mean. Be who God's called you to be. Love, forgive, release. And don't be worried about the stuff in the past. If you've repented of it, move on and be happy and lift your head up. Come on. I don't care how dirty you were. If you've repented, be done with it. Don't go back. And if you can't make it right, a relationship, so what? Be at peace as much as it depends on you. That's what the word says, and move on. Okay? I hope today's morning word has encouraged you. We're going to the Zoom room right now. That's when I pray for you. That's when I take your prayer requests seriously, and we get to interact, see each other face to face, and talk. So if Pastor Tiffany could put that on here, or one of my other staff, the Zoom room link. Let me see if I can also find the flyer. If you'd love to sow into this ministry, there is a principle that what you sow into good ground. If you tithe to this ministry, thank you. We appreciate that. Eagles Landing Church will be starting back up very soon. Not this Sunday. We're having a conference, but it'll be the Sunday after that. We may go live throughout the conference here and there. I know y'all love it when we do. Let me see if I got, where is my flyer? Where's my flyer with that info on it? I have a flyer with the info. Those are the wrong times. Those are times for Eagles Landing iChurch, but that is the ID right there. If you're on Facebook, you can see that. I'm kind of looking for my other flyer. Okay, here it is. Here's the one I can see. Let me stop that one. Okay, this is the ID for Zoom, 842-8887-2913. If you want in the Zoom room, put in the ID when it asks you, 842-8887-2913. That was 888 in the middle, 842-888-72913. The passcode is church with a capital C and the rest is lowercase. Church is the passcode. I'm going to see you over there right now as soon as I get all this stopped, and we love you. Oh, the giving flyer. Okay. See, thank God for my staff. I'm ready to get to the Zoom room, and they're like, you didn't put up the giving flyer. Okay, there we go. You can go to, if the people on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, y'all can see that. If you're on the other ones, you just have to listen to me verbally. You can go to www.emergenceuniversity.org, or you can go to tiffanyblackwell.com, emergenceuniversity.org, tiffanyblackwell.com. Go ahead and sign up for our new university courses. That is either going to start back at the middle or end of June. I got to get with my staff. We got to get back. I know everybody, the whole ministry was on shutdown. My staff have enjoyed it. Nobody had to be up early in the mornings. It's just do your own thing, whatever. They've never really had that kind of a shutdown. When the university's been on shutdown, they hadn't been on shutdown. They've really been working behind the scenes and taking prayer requests. And all of us are still kind of working. They might not be teaching or showing up for courses, but they're still very much actively at work for y'all. And then if you want to give directly to say, what is it? Cash App, PayPal. For Cash App, it's $ Tiffany C as in cat, Blackwell, Tiffany C Blackwell, $. Don't forget that. For Facebook, not Facebook, what do you call that? You can do it through Facebook Messenger. It's called FacePay. PayPal is Tiffany C Blackwell. You can use Tiffany at tiffanyblackwell.com as the email, or rosepetals4400@gmail.com. Rosepetals4400@gmail.com also does Zelle. Oh, we have a new mailing address. Do not mail anything to the address you see on the screen. We have not updated our flyers. I'll give you the new address now. You're going to put in, it's Tiffany Blackwell Ministries, 127 E, as in East, but an E, Highland Drive. Highland is one word. 127 E, Highland Drive, and that's Brookhaven, one word, Brookhaven, Mississippi, 39601. We love you. I'm headed to the Zoom room now. I'll catch you guys later. And how do we turn this off? Okay. I think I'm getting it. Yep.